Before start, press the bell icon so you never miss any videos. Oh, excuse me. I was just finishing my breakfast, a rather rude fish who questioned my dental hygiene. Speaking of which, allow me to introduce myself. I'm what you'd call an American alligator, though I prefer the term evolutionary overachiever. I mean, look at me. While my distant cousins, the dinosaurs, went and got themselves extinct, my family line just kicked back in the swamp and said, "Nah, we're good here." You know how some people create dramatic birth announcement photo shoots? Well, mine was a bit different. Picture this: a warm Florida morning, my mom carefully uncovering our nest mound, basically a pile of rotting vegetation, very eco-friendly, and suddenly, my siblings and I start squeaking like rubber dog toys from inside our eggs. "Mama, Mama," we called, because apparently that's what baby alligators say. Not very intimidating, I know. But hey, we all have embarrassing baby photos. Here's a fun fact they don't tell you in the brochures. The temperature of our nest actually determined whether I became a handsome fellow or a lovely lady. Talk about environmental influence. Below 86 degrees, ladies' night. Above 93 degrees, boys' club. The sweet spot in between, gender surprise party. Mom must have picked a particularly warm spot because, well, here I am, ready to grow into a strapping young gentleman gator. My first day out of the egg was quite the experience. Imagine being born into a world where everything either wants to eat you or run away screaming from you. There's really no in-between. I emerged about the size of a lizard with an attitude problem, 8 inches long, complete with egg tooth and ready to take on the world. Though honestly, at that size, the world mostly consisted of trying not to become a snack for herons, raccoons, or those obnoxious bass fish who think they're so tough. Mum, bless her scaly heart, carried me and my siblings to the water in her mouth. Now I know what you're thinking. Being carried in a mouthful of razor-sharp teeth sounds terrifying. But let me tell you, when those teeth belong to your mom, it's like riding in nature's most secure baby carrier. Plus, she has these amazing maternal instincts that tell her exactly how much pressure to use. Too bad she can't teach that skill to my cousin Gary, who still hasn't figured out how to eat a turtle without looking like he's trying to solve a Rubik's Cube. Growing up in the swamp is like attending the world's most intense survival school, except your graduation ceremony involves not getting eaten. Mom stayed with us for about 2 years, teaching us all the essential life skills. How to ambush prey. Spoiler alert, it involves a lot of floating around pretending to be a log, proper bellowing technique, it's all in the diaphragm, and the art of the death roll, which, despite its metal name, is really just our way of portion control. Let's talk about my stunning features, shall we? First off, I've got these amazing eyes with built-in night vision goggles, vertical pupils that let me see in the dark like some sort of aquatic superhero. And when I dive, special transparent eyelids act like underwater goggles. That's right, I've got natural swimming gear that would cost humans hundreds at their fancy sports stores. And these scales? They're not just for show, though they do make me look fabulous. They're like having a suit of armor that grows with you. Each scale, or scute, has a tiny bone plate underneath. It's like wearing a bulletproof vest, except it's actually comfortable and doesn't make me look like I'm trying too hard at the gym. Now about my signature move, the infamous gator smile. I've got about 80 teeth at any given time, and when one falls out, another grows right back in. That's right, I'm basically a tooth-regenerating machine. Dentists hate me. Want to know my secret? Just replace every tooth 50 times throughout your life. Simple, right? And the best part? Each new tooth comes in sharper than the last. It's like getting a free knife upgrade every time. Swimming is my superpower, though I have to admit, it took some practice. My tail is basically a built-in motor that would make boat manufacturers jealous. One good swing and I can launch myself through the water like a scaly torpedo. And those webbed feet? They're not just for show. They make me the Michael Phelps of the reptile world, minus the gold medals, though I'd like to see him try to compete with a tail like mine. Social life in the gator world is interesting. During mating season, we guys like to show off by bellowing. Imagine a very large, very toothy subwoofer showing off its bass. We vibrate the water around us so much that water droplets actually dance on our backs. It's like having a personal spa treatment while trying to impress the ladies. Very multitasking, very efficient. Living in the modern world has its challenges. Humans seem to have this bizarre fascination with us. They take tours through our home, pointing and gasping every time we blink. It's like being in a reverse zoo. We watch them watching us. And don't even get me started on those wildlife shows. No, Steve, I don't want to wrestle. I'm just trying to work on my tan here. Speaking of tanning, that's actually a crucial part of our day. We're ectothermic, which is a fancy way of saying we're solar-powered. Basking in the sun isn't just about looking good, though I do rock that log pose. It's how we regulate our body temperature. Think of it as ecological energy efficiency. No fossil fuels required, just pure, clean solar power. Take that, Elon Musk. Food is always an adventure. My diet is what you might call opportunistic, which is a polite way of saying if it moves and fits in my mouth, it's probably dinner. Fish, turtles, birds, and yes, occasionally someone's wayward pet that ignored the no swimming signs. I'm not proud of it, but hey, a gator's gotta eat. Though I do draw the line at those plastic flamingos people put in their yards. Learned that lesson the hard way. The most impressive thing about us alligators, we're living fossils who've turned survival into an art form. While other species were busy going extinct or evolving into chickens, we just kept doing our thing. Why fix what isn't broken? We've got natural armor, built-in weapons, and the ability to hold our breath for hours. Plus, we can grow up to 14 feet long. Try finding that package deal at your local pet store. As I float here in my swamp, contemplating life and keeping an eye out for my next meal, I can't help but feel a bit smug. Humans spend millions developing night vision technology, underwater breathing apparatus, and protective armor. Meanwhile, I'm just hanging out here, rocking all those features straight out of the egg. Sure, I might not have opposable thumbs or be able to do calculus, but can you regenerate teeth? I didn't think so. So here's my advice to all the baby gators out there. Embrace your inner dinosaur. Perfect your log impression. And remember, you're not lazy, you're solar-powered. Life's a swamp, and we're the kings and queens of it. P.S. And if anyone asks why you're smiling, just tell them it's because you're on top of the food chain. It's not arrogance if it's true. The end. But watch out for that tail slap. I'm still working on my spatial awareness. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like and share this video, and subscribe this channel for more amazing videos.